My name is Catherine Johns-Masten. I'm one of the librarians at Penfield Library. Today I'll show you how to locate company information. Starting at the library homepage, you'll select Resources by Subject, and then you will scroll down to select Communication Studies, and you'll see a choice for COM211. This is a guide that was created specifically for your course. The guide provides specific details on finding resources based on the type of company, and you'll see that here in the tab. You can look at a public company, private, nonprofit, or new company. Each one of these selections will provide you with different information based on the differences between these kind of companies and what is available through our databases and available publicly for them. So I'm going to click on public company just to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. So there'll be some background information on the type of company. There's always ways to contact if you have questions. It'll provide you with some specific databases to look at, some additional videos to review so that you can see exactly how to figure out what kind of company you have, information on SWOT reports and how to locate those, some databases that you'll locate them in, ways to find annual reports, and industry information as well. The second thing we're going to talk about today is finding articles. There is a choice along the side for articles, so if we click that, you will see additional information specific to locating materials on out of databases, some tips which I will talk about as I show you and demo some of the databases today, and ways to search most effectively. Things like when searching databases, keywords are more effective than typing in a question. All those stop words, the ands, the ors, the does, will cause difficulty in searching in the databases. So you want to just use keywords only. And some of that is depicted here. You can see here on the page as well. So if you didn't want to go back and watch the entire video, this guide's really going to help you with some nice graphics so you can see what the results are and ways to reduce those results down to more specific things. Today I'm going to focus on a public company as I showed up above a moment ago, but there are other choices for if you had a private company, if it's a brand new company, or if it's a nonprofit. So we're going to be focused on a public company, and I'm going to look at first something called Business Source Complete. It's a second choice down toward the bottom. When it opens, you'll see search boxes. So for this specific search, I'm doing Cheesecake Factory Incorporated. I've checked. I know that that's its full name. If you're not sure, as you start to type in, you can search for that to be sure that you have the correct company name. There are choices that you can select. I'm just going to select all fields, which is like a keyword search. If you wanted to be more specific, you can. But just getting started, I'm going to do opportunities. So I'm going to search Cheesecake Factory Incorporated, the company, and opportunities. And then I'm just going to click search and see what kind of results we get. So you can immediately see here at the top, it'll show you how many results. So I got 22, which is a small group, pretty easy to get through. Other things you'll notice along the side, you can change the dates. These are different limiters you can do. So if you only wanted to look at, say, the last 10 years of the Cheesecake Factory, you can grab this limiter and kind of drag it back and forth. If you only wanted to look for full text, you would be able to limit to that. Scholarly and peer-reviewed journals, I'll talk about a little bit more about those, but this is a place to do that as well. If you want to get the full text, pretty easy, click the PDF here. If you want to learn a little bit more about the article, you can hover over this little, what looks like a little page, and it will let you look at more information about it. You can kind of see your subjects, what are the subjects that are covered. Maybe there's one, corporate profits or corporate growth. That might be something that's of interest to you. You could grab those keywords and then swap them out as well. Another advantage here is being able to see the abstract. Is this really what I want? You can kind of read that prior to going ahead and pulling up the full text. If there's something here that you really want, say I go down, there's quite a few SWOT analysis here for opportunities. So I'm going to go back in and put in another search. We're going to do some strengths. and see if we can get some other things that are not SWOT analysis. So I put in strengths, again a small number, 32. So here's one: stocks were rising relatively, the strength of the stock in 2018. So if this is something I'm interested in, I can print this. Whoops, I can actually put this in a folder and save it for later. If I want to immediately send this to myself, there's an easy way along the side here to just email this to yourself. It will send you the link, then you can easily get back to it later. Separately, we're going to talk about citing, but here's a really quick, you click the cite. If you scroll down, you can get your this article in APA format. So you can copy that, you can email that to yourself as well. So you start collecting that information and that data as you're doing your project, and not having to go back later and try to figure out what's the citation or where did I get that from. So that's this database. I'm going to go into another one. I had mentioned we'll look at two, so that's Business Source Complete. Okay, so now we're going to go look at another database. So I'm going back to that list and I'm seeing Business Source Complete. So it's got a similar name to the other one, but it's a little bit different. You'll see when we go in. The interface looks a little bit different, but similar features. So you type in your terms, you can choose full text, you can limit by date, you can type in the company into this search box if you wanted. All of these things, adding or taking these away, will change the number of results you get. So I'm not going to change anything at this point, just the Cheesecake Factory Incorporated and opportunities, which is what we searched in the other database as well. Now, in the previous search, we saw 22 results or something like that come up. This time we're seeing quite a few more results, but it's just a good thing to note. So this one's covering more databases, more journals. It's getting you more results back. That may be a good thing or a bad thing. It also may be that for some reason it's breaking up the terms. So as we scroll down, we might find that it's not talking about Cheesecake Factory anymore. Although I will say, as we scroll, sorry, I'm going a little fast here, it is still showing Cheesecake Factory. So it looks like there's more results in this particular database for Cheesecake Factory. Again, you can see the abstract here. You can actually just quickly click this link and it will pull up the abstract right away. You can look at it. You can see other, the company organization. You can also choose some other subjects if you want to, if you're not seeing enough, or if it just seems like there's way too many results using the word opportunities. Maybe you want to choose some other terms from here and add those up above. And again, I mentioned we would talk about peer-reviewed and scholarly. So if I click that link, it is going to reduce the results from over 6,000 down to 22. So there are only 22 articles from peer-reviewed sources. Peer-reviewed sources means that someone who is like one of your faculty members or someone who is teaching in this area or has expertise has written an article, and other people who are also peers or people in that group who know a great deal about the area of business in this particular case would be the ones that are reviewing these articles. So you'll see International Journal of Contemporary Hospitality Management, Journal of Agricultural Ethics, some other ones on organization, things on business strategy. So some pretty high-level journals. You'll also be able to quickly identify these. Say I took this off the peer reviewed and removed it and I got us back to that 6,000. You're going to quickly be able to tell what kind of a resource you're going to open by these little icons kind of along the side. There's some reports. There's a bunch of different things. If you wanted only trade journals, there's sources along the side. It'll tell you what kind of source it's coming from. So if you wanted to look at newspapers, you could do that, magazines, or if you wanted to look at those scholarly sources, you just click the scholarly and those will come right up for you. A nice thing usually in the scholarly is you will find citations. So if you open these, you will find information on who has cited them. You'll find related items. So here's an article that looks really good to you. Here's some other articles about similar things. So you would find out information maybe on the industry, a little more information like that, which would be helpful while you're doing your SWOT analysis, trying to learn more about what's going on in that particular industry. So lastly, I'm going to go back to this databases list again. There's something called Business Insights Essentials. You can click this company's link. You'll see several different things immediately. You can search up company histories. So if you were looking up Cheesecake Factory, you could put that in. Any company, search it here, see what you can come up with. It'll give you a concise report. And lastly, I'm going to go back to this guide. So the library has quite a few books, as you know. Right now it's a little bit more difficult for you to get a hold of those books because you need to put a hold and request them and then get an email or contacted to come pick them up. So this guide will show you kind of how you would go in, how you would locate the books and search for them in the library. An important thing to note, I'm just going to click here and go home. So from the library's homepage, you can use this search box in the middle. There's some choices from this drop down. You could just select all books, and you could say if you wanted to search up like books on Walmart. I'm just going to put that in and see what we come up with. And what it's going to do is it should bring up books that are both in print and online on this particular company. So here's a book on Walmart in China. It looks like we have that in print and we also have it available online. Here's Practical Lessons from the World's Largest Retailer from 2012, available in the library. So there's a few books here that would be helpful if you're doing Walmart to kind of get some of that historical, what was going on, if you're not finding enough in the articles. So we do have the books. It's just a little bit more challenging to get access to them. And also not every company has a book written about it. So Cheesecake Factory is not one that you're going to find. I'm not going to find a whole book on Cheesecake Factory, but I may find some on the restaurant industry. And this is what this guy is trying to kind of point out here, is that you can search by industry too. So you could do restaurant and industry and see what results you get. I can see this search originally, it's a little fuzzy on the screen, but it had over 2,000 results on restaurant industry. So you would be able to get a general idea of the industry, and that company you're looking at may be in those results as well. Okay, so now we're back to the guide. I just wanted to make sure that you're aware that there is this Get Help 24/7 link on the guide. So at any point, if you have questions or need help using the guide, this tab is available for you. And the librarians are always available to help you with your research. We're available by email or live chat. And you can use our contact information to get help or set up an appointment with us. And if we are not available or it's at an odd time, you are able to use the library's Ask a Librarian service, which is available 24/7. It may not be a Penfield librarian answering your question, but there will be a librarian who knows about our resources and would be able to assist you with your research.